Hi, hello. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. My name is Pavo. Did I finally figure out how to start videos? Maybe, I don't know. I feel like I have like the most generic YouTube intro ever, but whatever, we're gonna roll with it. Little fun fact about this script, I started writing this script, before my last video that I uploaded, which was a story time. So I am mad libbing a new intro because I am too lazy to write a new one. But yeah, welcome to this video. As you can tell by the title and or the thumbnail, or if you're blind and deaf, I don't know how you got on YouTube or onto my channel. Anyway, this video I will be taking another content creator that I enjoy their content and turning them into a Genshin Impact character. Kind of like what Calamara did with her Cookie Run Kingdom video, where she condensed it into one video. I am trying to milk this content train for all it's worth. Anyway, haha, jokes aside. Today's video, I will be taking a TikTok personality / Twitch streamer. As soon as I said TikTok, either half of you got really excited or clicked off this video, and that person is Article Air. I enjoy Article's content on TikTok. TikTok is actually how I found them. I unfortunately have yet to actually watch one of their streams. I just don't, my schedule just doesn't let me sometimes and it makes me sad, but I try to keep up with their TikTok as much as I can. Most of their content is gaming content, or sometimes hanging out with their fans. Their TikTok content also include, which is how I found them through this, includes small, really speedy informational videos over internet posts from the mid-2010s, i.e. like the Olive Garden Spit Bucket, or my 3 weed smoking girlfriends, things like that. Internet little fun facts. So, since I have an interesting person with a bombastic personality, let's see how I can turn them into a playable Genshin Impact character. Like usual, I will be breaking this up into a couple of sections, going over the first section being my sketch and design process. This video took me so long to make because it took me over 3 different tries, including the one that I went with before I landed on the design that you are going to see in this video. Like Callie, I just had to pick a country for Article to come from, that country in this case being Liyue. Originally, I was gonna do Inazuma. I thought about kind of this neat assassin samurai lady. I used Adeha, I think that's what her name is, from Near Reincarnation as my initial like jumping off point. I actually didn't like how the design went. I did not like how the design went. So then I stopped it, used Ayato instead as reference, and then tried to design another Inazuma character like that. Didn't like it. In that time, Genshin released their Rosalind funeral video, where they covered Lost Ignora's funeral and showed us the other 11 Fatuing Harbingers. And one of them, being very popular, was Damselette, the girl who is singing on the coffin. I'll insert a picture here. I thought, oh, that's really neat, because for those of you who do not know, Article does have some pink highlights in their hair, and since Damselette has pink in her hair as well, I thought it'd be a really cool idea, so then I designed Article in the version of a Shinajayan character. I didn't like how that turned out, so finally, I landed on Liyue. Man, it was a journey to get to that point. The character that I am basically using as a launch pad and reference for Article's outfit is that of Xinyan. I think Xinyan is a really cool character. She's also pretty high energy, like Article, and has sort of this carefree personality and this sort of punk aesthetic that I think really match Article really well. So that's kind of what I went with. I also really enjoy kind of this interesting dichotomy that I incorporated it into Article's outfit, that being a mix of form-fitting tight clothing and then free-form aspects, like Xinyan's sleeves, for example, compared to like the really tightly wrapped torso part of her outfit. So with it, I basically took the idea of the free-forming sleeves, applied it to Article, and then the more tightly bound torso area and like shorts, and applied that to Article. But unlike Xinyan, which she's a rocker, I actually designed an Article to be a scout, like an informational scout and things like that. So, along with that, with her previous versions, for her Inazuma version, I thought about giving her a kind of like katana-like claymore, kind of like what Adeha has in Nier. And then for her Shinajayan version, I thought about a catalyst. And then finally, when I landed on Liyue, the first version of the Liyue character, I actually was going to give her a claymore as well. And then I decided to change it last minute before I actually when I was transferring my sketch to digital, I decided to change it and make it from a claymore into a bow and arrow, again, to really drive home that scout aesthetic. So now, with my trusty design pencil in hand, it's time to talk about my drawing process. When it came to designing a pose, I'm not the best at doing bow and arrow poses. I mostly do characters with swords and more melee weapons than range weapons. So I decided to kind of keep it simple and not stress out over it. I just gave Article this sort of confident pose where they're aiming their bow down and prepping an arrow. I figured it'd just be, something easy, keep it simple. So, like I said before, the outfit was heavily inspired by Xinyan's, as well as some other sort of, altish, punk sort of things, like, fishnet stockings and stuff like that. Something that I wanted to make definitely different from Xinyan to Article was Xinyan actually does not have embroidered patterns, and I thought that'd be really cool to add onto Articles. I gave her, these floral patterns on her light blue parts of her outfit, and then some foliage patterns on the dark blue parts of her outfit. The flower as pattern I decided to go with, that being a Cosmo flower. I also feel like the flowers and foliage would help her blend in with bushes and greenery and things like that in the wild, because again, Scout. I know that embroidered patterns are kind of used more for Inazuma characters like Raiden Shogun's kimono, but there are some characters in Liyue that do have patterns like it, like Kuching and Ninuan. I actually set up the patterns in a specific way. I made the flowers on the lighter blue and the foliage on the darker blue of the outfit. The reason why I did this is because flowers, at least from what I've seen, usually sprout higher than the grass and foliage underneath it. So it's sort of like how, it is in real life where a flower can outgrow like the grass and stuff. And that was the idea I was trying to go for. Since, like I said before, Article is a Scout-like character, I tried to keep the outfit for the most part compact, except for the sleeves. But like I said before, I gave her the free-flowing sleeves to have sort of this visual contrast of really form-fitting clothing to more looser and open clothing. And because the reason why I wanted to give it more a compact feel is mainly for mobility, being able to move around and to go back and forth and to go back and forth and strafe. Because that's important for a bow and arrow and a Scout-like character. When it came to what kind of footwear I was going to give Article, I decided on giving them the same shoes as what you'd see on a Naruto character. Honestly, I really like that shoe design, and I think it works really well for a kind of ninja, for a ninja or a scout or just a character that's constantly mobile and moving. It's a nice open-toed sandal for air circulation, and since it's kind of sort of like a boot sandal, you don't have to worry about it flopping everywhere, And I didn't want to give heels because I give a lot of my characters heels, and I figured it'd be nice to sort of mess around with the character and give them a shoe that doesn't have a heel. I did think about putting an embroidered design on the shoes as well, but I feel like it would just clutter up the design too much for my liking, and I think it would draw a lot of attention away from the face and the sleeves and kind of the upper body, which is what I really want my viewers' eyes to go to. So now that I kind of wrapped up, those are kind of my drawing process and thoughts about where I was going to put what. Let's talk about my the palette choices I made. This is where I feel like a lot of people are going to get upset with me. For those of you who do not play Genshin Impact, the nature and environment in Liyue actually has more of a autumn palette. So a lot of golds, yellows, oranges, and reds, which is an issue for someone like Article, who has a primary cooler color than the warmer nature in Liyue. But hear me out. Article could be more of a night scout. The blue would help them blend into the darkness of Liyue and more darker and constricted areas. Because Liyue does have a lot of natural forming caves and cliffs and things like that they could blend into really well at night with a blue outfit. Especially since I did kind of think about making Article a scout for Nemo. I think that'd be really nice. Another reason why I went with blue was because in a lot of their videos on TikTok, Article is wearing a blue Sonic onesie, and since Sonic the Hedgehog is blue, and since Article's a big fan of Sonic, I think it'd be really cool to give them a blue palette to sort of reference the whole as being in the Sonic the Hedgehog. Another thing that I was gonna do also to reference Sonic was I was actually gonna make Article's shoes red originally. Again, the reason why I decided to change it to a darker blue is for the same reason why I didn't add the embroidered pattern on the shoe. Because I didn't want the viewer's eye to go away from like the face and upper body, which is where I put all the detail, to focus on the shoes, which are a kind of a red compared to everything else that's blue. I even did the same thing with Article's hair. Article does have a pink stripe in their hair in real life, where in this version I did make it blue, so I could again keep as this sort of visual harmony with the blue. Another reason why I wanted the blue palette was because in my Cali video, which I will put in the iCard above to check out after this one, I made Cali. I used a lot of pinks and warmer tones, and I wanted to use cooler tones to kind of keep Article and Cali's Genshin characters visually different, and to also just kind of like, I guess, experiment for my own curiosity of having a more like unison palette. And another reason why I went with the blue is something I will cover in the next section now, which is powers and ability. Like in my Cali video, I'm gonna just go over some ideas for like an elemental skill, elemental burst, and then some passive abilities and a utility ability, just to sort of really drive the point home of making this character of Article feel like a character in Genshin Impact. In the case of her vision, I decided to give Article a Hydro Vision, since, I think working under Yulan would be thematically appropriate. And again, in my Cali video, I gave Cali a Pyro Vision, so I'm going to give Article a Hydro Vision, the contrast of fire and water. For Article's elemental skill, I decided to call it Kamida Barrage, which, if you do not know, Kamida is a name of a character from another franchise Article is into. If you know what franchise I'm talking about, please comment it below. I will like it, most likely, because I am also a fan of that franchise. So anyway, back to going off topic. Back on topic. So Kamida Barrage is a 4-hit arrow combo, kind of like Diona's paw, like her icy paws, where unlike Diona's icy paws, where a press is just 2, and then a hold is 4, or 4 to 5. Kamida Barrage, just a press, it's just 4 hydro arrows that have some holding. They scale up for Article's attack stat. I did think it'd be a good idea to make Article sort of a hydro bow user DPS. For her elemental burst, I decided to call it Sonic Splash. I'm keeping it super simple. It is just a basic, big AoE hydro damaging attack. It is within a radius of Article, Article being the center point of the barrage, and it going outwards. For the passives, again, I kept it super simple, super easy. The first Ascension passive is increased hydro damage by 15%, kind of like what Xingqiu has for himself. And the fourth Ascension passive, increasing the number of arrows shot in Kamida Barrage. So instead of it shooting just 4 arrows, it now would shoot 5, just to get in that, just to, increase the DPS numbers. For the utility skill, I decided to give her the decreased time for expeditions. So if you send Article out in an expedition in Liyue, they'll come back in a marginally less amount of time than a character that wouldn't have the passive. Kind of like what Chongyun or Keqing has, actually. Pretty much the same passive. And so with all of that, that pretty much wraps up my thoughts and design process that went into turning Article Air into a Genshin Impact character. I will admit, starting off the design process for this character was very, very frustrating. I was not a big fan, but once I hammered down the leeway and the weapon, everything else pretty much fell naturally at that point, and I had a lot of fun for like most of the design process. It was really just the beginning that was giving me some trouble. Also, sorry if the powers and abilities weren't super duper descriptive. Like I said, I wanted to keep it simple, and I also want to get this video out to you guys in a more timely manner. Yeah, hopefully I'll have this video uploaded by Halloween or the day after Halloween. The next video I'm doing is going to be a scary video. Unfortunately, due to some scheduling problems, I was supposed to have a Halloween video out this week, but instead my Article video is coming out this week. So next week I'll have a scary video. I'll be recommending a good horror manga for you guys, so something a little different. I'm just trying to diversify the content I do. And Article, if you're watching this video, I appreciate your content. It always makes me laugh whenever I'm down. I literally just scroll on your TikTok page and it makes me feel like $1,000,000. because you just never fail to make me laugh. And yeah, appreciate you. I follow you on Twitter. I'll have articles, YouTube channel, and Twitter linked below, so if you want to find them on their other socials, you'll have it. And yeah, this is it. This is the video. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm tired. I am gonna go pass out and eat food. Alright, cool. Pavo out. Bye. Ciao. Bye.